The Washington Commanders secured a dramatic Week 8 victory with a last-second Hail Mary catch by Noah Brown, defeating the Chicago Bears 18-15. The Commanders took extra precautions with quarterback Jayden Daniels throughout the week, monitoring his recovery and holding him out of practice on Wednesday and Thursday to increase his chances of playing. After a tough Friday practice and a pregame warm-up, the number 2 overall pick was finally cleared to take the field. Though Daniels faced a challenging game with 7 hits and 2 sacks, he made key plays when it mattered most against the Bears' formidable defense. Besides the 52-yard Hail Mary, he completed 21 of 38 passes for a career-high 326 yards and a QB rating of 71. Daniels wasn't the only quarterback under pressure. Number 1 pick Caleb Williams faced relentless pursuit from the Commanders' pass rush. Although the stats reflect only 2 sacks, Williams was constantly under siege, scrambling to avoid pressure. His night began with a 6-yard sack from Johnny Newton, and Jalen Holmes and Darren Payne added to the pressure, with Payne's 15-yard sack pushing the Bears back significantly. Frankie Louvu's speed kept Williams contained, often limiting his gains. Under pressure, Williams struggled with his throws, ending the game with just 131 passing yards. Despite the thrilling finish, Washington could have put the game away earlier. Missed opportunities, penalties, and drop passes prevented them from building a larger lead. The Commanders reached the red zone 3 times but failed to score each time, missing crucial chances due to mistakes. Austin Ekeler dropped a pass on 3rd and 12, and Zach Ertz couldn't hold on to a potential touchdown catch on 3rd and 2. Instead, they settled for 4 field goals from Austin Seibert, gaining a 12-0 lead that could have been much more. Costly penalties also halted Washington's momentum. Trent Scott's false start pushed them back from the Bears' 7-yard line, and Nick Allegretti's illegal downfield play negated a key screen pass. Another penalty on Sam Cosmi wiped out a 32-yard touchdown pass to Zacchaeus. Though they tallied 481 yards and 23 first downs, Washington's offense needs to find the end zone more reliably. The Commanders' defense, however, made the 12-0 lead hold, stifling a Bears offense that had been on a hot streak. Williams had been leading the league in passer rating since week 4 and had been dominant in the second quarter in recent games, but Washington's defense forced punts on 6 of their first 7 drives, holding Chicago scoreless in the first half for the second consecutive game. Although momentum began to shift after DeAndre Swift's 56-yard touchdown run, the defense held strong. Newton's key fumble recovery at the 1-yard line and Payne's critical sack kept Washington's hope alive and kept the Bears from overtaking the lead. Despite some early season struggles, the Commanders' defense has made significant strides, now ranking 14th in total yards allowed, 7th in passing defense, and 10th in points allowed. These improvements give Washington plenty of optimism heading into the season's second half. With just 2 seconds on the clock, Jayden Daniels took the snap and dropped back, looking for an opportunity as he maneuvered behind the line. Scrambling right, he tried to create time, with running back Austin Ekeler stepping up to block a defensive lineman before Daniels turned left. The offensive line held off the Bears defenders long enough for Daniels to plant and launch a rainbow pass towards the end zone. Amidst the crowd, the ball deflected off a defender's hand and into the waiting arms of Commanders wide receiver Noah Brown, who found himself in the clear. What followed was just unreal. Daniels' 52-yard Hail Mary stunned the Chicago Bears, securing an 18-15 win for the Commanders and sending the crowd into a frenzy. Teammates rushed the field, the fans erupted, and Daniels, despite battling rib pain from repeated hits, celebrated with unrestrained joy. We also saw a clip of the end of the game of number 29 Tyrique Stevenson on the Bears mocking the crowd on that very last play. His back was literally turned while the ball was being snapped and the players were running, and he was actually the one to tip the pass. It was his fault that Noah Brown caught the pass. Let me know what y'all think about that clip. Daniels finished the game completing 21 of 38 passes for 326 yards, a touchdown, and a passer rating of 92.7, along with 52 rushing yards on 8 attempts. Each run bringing nervous anticipation from fans watching him closely to see if he'd slide to avoid hits. Across the field, Bears quarterback Caleb Williams, the DC area native and number 1 overall pick, faced constant pressure from Washington's defense. Like I said, he was only officially sacked twice, but he spent most of the game scrambling, completing completing just 10 of 24 passes for 131 yards and a 59.5 rating. The Bears offense, which had been strong in recent weeks, looked out of sync against Washington. What fans expected to be a quarterback duel turned into a gritty, mistake-filled game. Washington's defense set the tone early, while penalties and unconventional plays added drama. Rookie defensive tackle Johnny Newton set the defensive tempo by tackling Williams for a loss on Chicago's second snap and later recovered a crucial fumble on the Bears' goal line in the fourth quarter. Like I said, Jalen Holmes and Darren Payne also contributed with a sack each, keeping Williams under pressure throughout the entire game. In the first half, Washington's defense, aided by tight coverage from the secondary, held Chicago to just 90 net yards, 6 first downs, and 0 points. It was the second consecutive week the Commanders held their opponents scoreless through 2 quarters, something the franchise hadn't done since 1997. Yet, Washington's performance was far from flawless. Like in their Week 7 win over the Panthers, the Commanders missed several red zone opportunities, settling for field goals instead. Running back Brian Robinson Jr. was tackled for a loss on one red zone drive, and a false start by Trent Scott derailed another. Tight end Zach Ertz nearly had a touchdown but couldn't secure the ball, resulting in an incompletion upon review. With just over 4 minutes left, Williams found Rome Odunze and Keenan Allen for gains of 16 and 22 yards, driving the Bears back into scoring range. On a critical 4th and 3 play from Washington's 12-yard line, Williams threw to Allen, only for a defensive pass interference call to set Chicago up at the Commanders' 1-yard line. Running back Roschon Johnson scored on the next play, and a successful 2-point conversion gave Chicago a 15-12 lead. Penn Daniels seized the moment. Despite missing practices and battling a rib injury, he took the field and remained determined. By the fourth quarter, he was visibly in pain, yet on Washington's final play from the 48-yard line, he showed no hesitation. For weeks, Washington's pass catchers had practiced the tip drill, where 2 players aimed to deflect the ball, while the other 2 covered the front and back to capture the rebound. McLaurin was initially knocked down, but got up just in time to see Tyreek Stevenson tip the ball, allowing Brown to make the game-winning catch and unleash a wave of celebration. The Commanders' defense kept the Bears scoreless for nearly 3 quarters, and despite allowing a late touchdown by running back Roschon Johnson, their defensive performance was a key factor in the victory. With a solid plan to contain Caleb Williams in the Bears offense, the defense executed flawlessly. Their improvement has been evident throughout the season, aligning with what Bobby Wagner has consistently emphasized. The Commanders recognize how vital their defense has been and will rely on them to keep stepping up as the NFC East divisional race intensifies in the coming weeks. Despite entering the game as questionable with a bruised rib, Daniels threw for 326 yards and delivered the game-winning touchdown. Caleb Williams went 10 of 24 for 131 yards, while Bears running back DeAndre Swift led all rushers with 18 carries for 129 yards and a touchdown. With the win, the Commanders improved to 6-2 as they head into their Week 9 matchup against NFC East rival, the New York Giants. I don't think a lot of people expected this run from the Commanders, but they are off to a great start led by Jayden Daniels. Let me know down below what you think of this Commander start, and if you made it this far and you haven't already, make sure you go down below and you subscribe and you turn the notification bell on so you never miss a Commanders video or any video at all. Leave a like as well. I greatly do appreciate it, and I'll see y'all in the next one.